Welcome back, everyone, to a new deep dive from the Defient Podcast. We're powered by Defient, the lifestyle sports brand that's actually built on-chain.
That's right. And today, like always, we're cutting through the noise.
We've got the top 5 stories you need to know about, right at that sweet spot where DeFi, entertainment, and sports collide.
And we're not just giving you headlines, we're getting into the why. Why does this matter? What's the impact?
Exactly. Think of it as your essential briefing. We'll cover crypto regulations, some big funding trends, market moves.
And pivot over to sports. A key NBA matchup and a pretty wild idea about an NFL star.
Okay, let's get straight into it. First up, DeFi and crypto news. There's a new SEC chair confirmed, Paul Atkins.
Yeah, this is potentially quite significant. Atkins, he's known for being, let's say, more open to crypto than some others.
He's got history with the SEC too, right? Wasn't he a commissioner before?
He was. So he knows the institution, but his perspective historically has been less restrictive, maybe more focused on fostering innovation.
Okay, so what does that actually mean for, DeFi projects or even just people holding crypto?
Well, the hope is clearer rules. The biggest headache has been the ambiguity. What's a security? What isn't?
Right, that uncertainty.
Exactly. If Atkins pushes for clearer guidelines, it could create like a safer path for decentralized projects in the U.S.
Which could be huge for U.S.-based companies.
Definitely. More growth, maybe more innovation, staying onshore instead of going elsewhere.
And the market liked this news.
Oh, yeah. Reports showed a pretty optimistic jump. Investors, they crave predictability. Less regulatory fog is usually seen as a good thing.
Makes sense. So for our listeners, this might mean things get a bit clearer, maybe less risky feeling down the road.
That's the potential upside, yes. Reduced uncertainty is generally good for confidence.
Okay, important one to watch. Let's shift to the next piece of crypto news fundraising. Sounds like money is pouring in.
Pouring is maybe an understatement. In just the first 3 months of 2025,
Yeah.
the amount raised is already 60% of the entire total raised last year.
Wow, 60% in just one quarter.
Uh-huh. That's some serious momentum. It feels like institutional money is really stepping back in.
Suggests the bear cycle might actually be ending, or at least thawing.
It certainly points that way. But what's also really interesting is where the money is going. It's not just random speculation.
Okay, break that down. Which sectors are hot right now?
We're seeing a lot of focus on, the building blocks.
Yeah.
Modular infrastructure is a big one.
Explain that quickly.
Sure. It's about making blockchains more flexible, like Lego bricks, easier to upgrade and scale. Then there's real-world asset protocols.
Bringing things like property onto the blockchain.
Exactly. Tokenizing real assets. Also, big investments in gaming chains and consumer wallets, making crypto easier for regular folks to use.
So it's less about just trading tokens and more about building usable stuff.
Precisely. It's a shift towards user experience, actual on-chain products, not just the financial side.
Which could mean 2025 is a big year for new projects actually breaking through.
That seems to be the bet a lot of investors are making. More potential for actual mainstream adoption if these projects deliver. Definitely areas to keep an eye on.
Good stuff. All right, third crypto story involves a few moving parts. Market prices, legislation, and even NFTs. Bitcoin jumped recently?
Yeah, it popped above $81,000. And the trigger, interestingly, seemed to be news about a possible extension of the U.S.-China tariff pause.
Huh. How does trade policy connect to Bitcoin price?
Well, the market tends to read that as less global economic stress, reduce short-term risk,
Okay.
and when broader market risk seems lower, sometimes investors feel more comfortable moving into assets like Bitcoin, a sort of risk-on signal.
Gotcha. And at the same time, lawmakers are pushing crypto bills.
Right. There's this simultaneous effort to get some clearer laws on the books in the U.S. More definition, maybe more stable legal footing for the industry.
So positive market sentiment meeting potential regulatory clarity.
Kind of converging, yeah. And then you throw in this acquisition, Magic Eden, the big NFT marketplace. He bought a company called Slingshot Finance.
Which does what? DeFi trading.
Exactly. So you've got a major NFT platform buying a DeFi tool provider.
Interesting. Blurring the lines.
Totally. It shows this convergence happening within Web3, collectibles, finance. It's all becoming more interconnected, less siloed.
So the big picture here is what? Regulation, market moves, consolidation.
It all points towards a maturing crypto economy, I think, becoming more integrated, maybe more stable, more interconnected, less Wild West, perhaps.
Maybe a more established part of the financial ecosystem.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
That seems to be the direction things are heading.
Okay. Fascinating dynamics there. Let's switch gears now over to the sports world. First up, NBA. That Lakers versus Mavericks game. Sounds like it wasn't just another regular season game.
No, definitely not. It had, that playoff intensity. People were really talking about it. High stakes feel.
And the main event was Luka versus LeBron.
Absolutely. Anytime those two matchups, it's a show. And this time, the Mavs came out on top.
So Dallas gets the win. Why is that significant beyond just the standings?
Well, it felt like another signal, a sign of maybe shifting power in the West. Dallas looks really good, like a genuine contender.
They're gelling at the right time.
Seems like it. They look cohesive, confident. Meanwhile, the Lakers...
Still relying heavily on LeBron and AD.
Pretty much. Amazing players, obviously. But you wonder about the overall structure and, well, the age factor against these younger, rising teams.
And games like this, front offices are watching closely for off-season planning.
Oh, absolutely. They use these high-pressure games to evaluate everything. Roster construction, coaching fits, potential trade targets.
Seeing who performs under pressure.
Exactly. It reveals strengths, weaknesses, definitely informs those big off-season decisions. So yeah, for fans, it's more than just a win or loss. It's a preview of the chess game to come.
Right, setting the stage for the summer moves. Okay, last piece of news. NFL. Deion Sanders making waves again.
Coach Prime, yeah. He dropped a pretty bold statement about Travis Hunter.
The Colorado Star. What did he say?
He basically said Hunter could potentially play both ways, offense and defense, in the NFL.
Whoa. Seriously, like, consistently. That's almost unheard of these days.
It really is. Specialization is king in the modern NFL.
Yeah.
But Sanders believes Hunter has the unique blend of talent.
Athleticism, football IQ.
Yeah, athleticism, IQ, and crucially, the work ethic. He's apparently been training him specifically for that possibility.
How would NFL scouts even evaluate that? It must change everything.
It makes it way more complex, doesn't it? You're not just assessing him as a corner or receiver. You have to look at stamina, durability, the mental switch.
Can he handle the physical toll,
Yeah.
the mental load of two playbooks?
Those are the million-dollar questions. It's a totally different kind of evaluation.
And imagine the branding potential if he actually pulled it off. A true two-way star in the NFL.
Oh, it would be massive. Unprecedented in the modern era, really. He'd be a marketing dream, a global phenomenon. It could capture imaginations in a huge way.
Could it, pave the way for other versatile players? Change how teams think about positions? It absolutely could. If Hunter succeeds, it might force teams to rethink scouting development. Maybe value that kind of versatility more highly. It could be a real shift.
Definitely something to watch as he gets closer to the draft. Wow. Okay, that wraps up our 5 stories.
Yeah, quite a mix today, from SEC appointments to potential two-way NFL stars.
It really covers the spectrum, powered by Defiant. We hope this deep dive gave you some clarity, some things to think about beyond just the headlines.
The pace in crypto and sports tech, it just doesn't slow down. We try to bring you the insights that really cut through.
So think about what stood out to you. Maybe the crypto fundraising focus, or the implications of that Lakers-Mavs game.
How might these trends connect down the line? Regulation impacting adoption, athlete versatility changing team building.
Lots to chew on. Keep exploring, stay informed, ask questions, and most importantly,
Stay defiant.